Hey guys, Ivan here, and we are hours away from the finals of the Open Class at the Arnold Classic 2025, but in the meantime, before the finals actually start, let's talk about a couple of other things. Firstly, let's talk about the winner of the Classic Physique and the other results of the Classic Physique. I didn't have a chance to make a video about it yesterday because it was almost morning over here when it wrapped up, but yeah, as you guys know, Mike Sommerfeld ended up winning. I think it was a deserved win for sure. Logan Franklin obviously took second and third, as I thought. We had Matthew Grego in fourth, actually Michael the Bull, and then in fifth, Wesley Wissers, and in sixth, Bucky Guy. That's his Instagram account, the guy on the left. In my opinion, Wesley could have placed even lower than he did, to be honest. This was not a very good Wesley Wissers. As you guys saw, and as you can see right here, it seems like his conditioning was good. You know, he was lean, but he was too flat. He was too flat again. His lower body did not match his upper body. He didn't have the fullness, the hardness that he had last year, and especially from behind, there was a huge gap in his lower body, the hamstrings and the glutes, and he just wasn't on. He was way off. Why is that? Well, apparently he had some sort of food poisoning. He was vomiting basically the entire week before this show. He had some stomach issue. I don't know exactly what it was, but he had this misfortune. Imagine that, guys. Prepping for a major show like that, defending your title, and you get a messed up stomach like that 1 week out. I mean, it's a shame, but whatever the reason is, look at the glutes and the hamstrings here, I mean, and the lower back. Like, I think he could have placed lower. I think that Bucky Guy could have placed fifth instead of him. You know, and the guy placed sixth. I don't know how that happened. I think they probably gifted this place to Wesley, but I don't know if he deserved it. Like, this is a very, very bad Wesley Wissers. Not a good look. But what would you expect from a guy that had food poisoning and was vomiting the entire week before the show? Like, considering that, he looks good. Now, as far as these two guys, number one and number two, could have this played out differently? I mean, Logan should be happy, really happy with that second spot. This is by far the best look he ever brought to the stage, and nobody really thought he was gonna be second here. Nobody expected that, until maybe one day out when he posted those photos in which he did look promising, but prior to this, nobody saw him coming. And he delivered. He finally brought the conditioning and he cracked the top two. Could have he won this? No, not the way I see it. Simply because, like, Mike has the aesthetics as well. He has the classic structure. I don't know if you guys agree with that. I mean, some of you are saying that he's more bodybuilder-esque, that he's too blocky, more like a 212 bodybuilder. I mean, he is that big, but what is he lacking in terms of aesthetics? Like, his waist is small, his shape is really good, his symmetry is great, his balance is perfect. He is absolutely classic. He is very, very aesthetic, and he is freaking huge. And as you can see, the legs, the difference in the legs was just a little bit too much. And maybe Logan was potentially in even better condition. I don't know. But yeah, it was the size. The size is what decided the outcome here. The size or the completeness, should I say. As you can see from behind, Mike is really good from behind. The back is just insane. Look at this. Look at this, man. But then Logan with all those details and conditioning, yeah, it was a good battle. You know, it was a good battle, but, you know, it was kind of like a big gap between these two guys. Like, maybe Logan was more detailed, drier, more conditioned, but Mike was simply bigger and fuller. And they went with the size and fullness, and they couldn't ignore Mike's size and just give a victory to somebody who is simply taller and more detailed, more conditioned, but doesn't match the size. Size is a factor. You can see that clearly in every show, in amateur ranks or in the pro league. So in my opinion, Mike deserved his victory, but it was a very good top two call out for sure. Alright, the next thing is something not bright at all. We got some sad news. This competitor here passed away, basically in the backstage at the Arnold Classic. So whoever is running the profile now posted this. They posted a photo of her, and they're saying from Jodi's family and loved ones. For those that haven't heard yet, Jodi passed away yesterday afternoon. Her heart stopped due to complications of severe dehydration. Despite all efforts by the hospital, they were unable to revive her. She was a beautiful person inside and out, and she will be missed every single day. This was sudden and unexpected. Please give her family time to process this loss in peace. If anyone takes anything from this, please put your health first. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I saw on her account, it seems like she was a figure competitor and an amateur. She was supposed to compete here and, trying to earn a pro card, but things went wrong somewhere in the process, and as you can see, she passed away, she died, and the cause of that was simply her heart stopped due to complications of dehydration. And this sounds like the common thing that happened many times, especially back like in the 90s, early 2000s. And I kind of thought this was a thing of past. I thought the competitors these days are not doing those crazy dehydration protocols. And what I mean by that is probably, hyperkalemia happened. That's what this means basically when someone's heart stops due to severe dehydration. That usually means they took too much potassium and a lot of potassium-sparing diuretics, and they had an overflow of potassium in their body, and heart can stop from that. And it happened to some bodybuilders, popular top pros in the 90s, and probably way too many times in the amateur ranks. And it happens even today, like people experience hyperkalemia, but it doesn't happen that often that somebody actually, dies from that. So I don't know who her coach was, or if she was doing the protocols by herself. But those kind of protocols, sometimes they work for, bigger guys, bigger bodybuilders, and then they try to replicate the same things like with women and, smaller competitors. And when they do that, an electrolyte disbalance tends to happen. And unfortunately, in this case, it happened to that severity that this girl passed away. I mean, it's horrible. It's really sad. I thought these kind of things are not happening anymore, but apparently I was wrong. Another competitor passed away in the backstage of the show. Really sad news, but it is what it is. Jody Vance, rest in peace. Alright, and the last thing we got in this video is something, controversial for sure. For sure, as the title of this video is on the RX Muscle YouTube channel. So basically, it is an interview with Derek Lunsford before the Arnold Classic actually started. And what Derek has to say in this video, in this interview, is very, very interesting. If you guys are into some drama, then I got something juicy for you. So Derek Lunsford actually talks some smack about his former coach, Hany Rambod. Not super directly though, but you'll get the hint. You'll get the idea. Let me play this for you guys.
Your legs look like different legs. What happened from the Olympia to now? I mean, your legs are...
What happened?
They're enormous.
Like I said, man, I got to work right away, but I also got to work right away with Chris Aceto. And let me tell you, he is the real technician.
Really? So you think he fixed the problem that was going on?
Honestly, it's been insane. This last 4 weeks, every single day changes. It's like I've never seen it before. And I'm not trying to hype anything up. I'm just saying that, like,
Just saying the reality of
it's the reality of the situation is this is my first prep with Chris Aceto. I enjoyed working with him this prep. Yeah.
Did you feel you were a little overtrained for the Olympia? It looked like possibly that could have been the issue.
Not just overtraining. There were some other things, other calls that were made that were just didn't make any sense looking back on it. So I knew changes had to be made. And
all right, you heard it, guys. Basically, what Derek is saying is that last year, the reason why he was so off at Mr. Olympia was because his former coach, Hany Rambod, pulled some moves, made some changes that didn't make any sense based on what Derek is saying looking back to his last prep. And the reason why he was so good this year is because Chris Aceto did a good job. And he's saying there were changes every single day, which was not the case when he was working with Hany Rambod. He says, I don't want to hype anything up, but I'm saying what the reality is. And I guess the reason why his legs were down in size last year was because he was doing too much cardio. Hany Rambod made those mistakes when it comes to making the right calls. And basically what he's saying is that Chris Aceto is a far better coach than Hany Rambod. And honestly, like based on what we're seeing this year compared to last year, Chris Aceto did a much better job with Derek. But 2023 was a really good year for Derek. That was probably his best look. So I don't think anybody can take anything away from Hany. I mean, he won like 25 Mr. Olympias. So like he is the best coach results-wise. But this is actually probably the first time that one of his athletes is complaining about him. I don't think I remember literally anybody saying anything negative about Hany as a coach, ever. This is the first time, and it's coming from Derek Lunsford, so it probably does mean something, and I'm honestly surprised that Derek actually talked about this, that he actually opened up and told us the truth. I mean, it's not what I would expect from Derek, but I'm really glad that he told us the truth, at least his truth, what he thinks. And the way I see it, guys, I mean, that is the year when Hany retired. And maybe he retired from the same reason that Matt Jansen retired as well. Maybe Hany actually lost focus. And simply, he lost the desire to prep these top athletes. Because, yeah, Derek failed at Mr. Olympia. Hany also wasn't at his best. And he didn't win the Mr. Olympia, which was his plan. And then Chris Bumstead basically almost lost against Mike Sommerfeld. I mean, I don't think it was that close, but Tyler Mannion was saying that in his review video of the Classic Physique. He actually had Mike winning 2 of the 5 mandatory classic poses, and also a couple of judges actually gave Mike the win over C-Bum. If Mike was the way he was this year at the Arnold Classic at Mr. Olympia, would he actually end up beating Chris Bumstead? I mean, if yes, was that really Hany's fault? I don't know, but it seems like it was the worst year for Hany as a coach. And that was also the year when he retired. Now, if you go to Derek's account, you guys know that he was at least sponsored by Hany Rambod's company, Evogen Nutrition. And as you can see right now, there is nothing about Evogen in Derek's description, in his bio. No mention of Evogen whatsoever. Check it out, guys. Find it if you can see it. It seems like Hany Rambod is no longer sponsoring Derek as well. So what I'm guessing what happened here is that they got into an argument. I'm guessing Derek wasn't happy with the coaching services that Hany provided for Derek after placing 3rd after the year after he won the Mr. Olympia. And they probably, started a dispute. And in the end, of course, they stopped working together as coach and client because Hany retired. But also it seems like Hany, who is the owner of Evogen, stopped sponsoring Derek as well. Now, if you go into Derek's following section, he is still following Hany Rambod. So they didn't block each other, at least. There is that. They're still following each other. But there is nothing about Evogen in Derek's account, Derek's bio. If you go to Derek's account and you scroll a couple of days ago, actually 4 days ago, you will see this post right here. So apparently, Derek is now sponsored by Jocko Fuel. And when I saw this, I wasn't sure what it was. I thought it was some kind of a beverage. I don't think it is a supplement company. I thought this was going to be an extra sponsorship on top of his supplement sponsorship by Evogen. But as you can see down below in the comment section, Hany Rambod is commenting and he says, "Congratulations, Derek. Extremely proud of you, of everything we accomplished together over the years. Your dedication, discipline, and relentless drive have been incredible to witness. Wishing you all the best on this new journey, and I have no doubt you'll continue to push the limits. Can't wait to see what's next for you. Get after it this weekend, and good luck." So this sounds like a farewell, to be honest, and there is one reply and it's not from Derek. And he has been replying to other comments, and his comment is the top comment, over 50 likes. Derek ignored it completely. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Derek Lunsford and Hany Rambod are done for good. And Derek didn't really give us a lot in that interview, but he gave us enough. And I think he was holding back big time. Derek is not the controversial type. He never really had any drama, basically, so far in the industry. I don't remember any. And he was probably holding back a lot. He didn't want to say. He didn't want to, and he probably will never say all the things he wants to say about Hany as a coach. I don't know if he still likes him as a person. I have a feeling that he doesn't. I have a feeling that these guys are not on very good terms right now. That comment that Hany left seems like simply just a good PR, you know. It doesn't seem genuine. You know. He said that just to make it seem like these guys are still on very good terms, but I don't think that's the case. I don't get that gist for sure. And I'm sure you guys don't either, based on what Derek said in this interview. And this was actually him one day out. So right here, he's dehydrated, he's hungry, he's tired, and that's when you are the most honest. When you have no energy for filters. And I mean, he still had a filter on, for sure, but that's as honest as Derek can get, and it was still pretty honest. You can see it. You can also feel that he is holding back, and he's not saying everything he wants to say, but yeah, you got the idea. You got enough from these guys. Derek was not happy with the way Hany worked with him for the last prep. He wasn't happy with the coaching, and he's no longer sponsored by Ivagen. And you guys can make your own guesses in the comment section down below. Tell me, what do you think about this drama? Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content about bodybuilding just like this. See you guys later at the Arnold Classic Finals tonight. All the best, and bye-bye.